And in her estimate, $10 million is the damage cost. When asked when she learned about the labeling error, she said just a few days ago. And then she submitted a supplemental report, which the figures were astronomically higher than the initial report. If it is, would be funny. End of questioning for her. Welcome back, guys. I hope this finds you well. I hope it finds you happy, and I hope it finds you warm. So the latest update is actually that the trial has been adjourned until Wednesday. All of this happened because a juror and Miss Alina Habba, the attorney, along with another attorney, they were all exposed to COVID-19. Apparently, juror number 3, on the way to court itself, they were not feeling well, they were feeling hot and nauseous. And attorney Alina Habba, who did show up to court, she said that both her parents, after hanging out with her parents, they both tested positive for C-19, where apparently she wasn't feeling well over the weekend to the point of feeling like a fever. But her and the other attorney exposed tested negative. So they were technically okay, but they were sitting next to former Presidente and they were all just whispering in each other's ears, face to face. So was her saying she exhibited fever all related to the Tuesday primary, a primary happening in New Hampshire? Who knows? If it is, would be funny. Now, the attorney for Miss Jean Carroll, Roberta Kaplan, she was really pushing for the whole case to be resolved on Tuesday, today, that she wanted the trial to proceed despite a missing juror. But Ms. Habba requested the case be adjourned until Wednesday because former Presidente planned to testify. Hopefully it happens. So the whole case will proceed on Wednesday, January the 24th. And Ms. Habba was saying with the New Hampshire primary happening Tuesday, today, it would have created conflict with former president testifying. But it's interesting that Roberta Kaplan, Miss Jean Carroll's attorney, was trying to push for the whole case to be resolved Tuesday, seemingly wanting the former Presidente to almost not testify. Now, last Thursday, after Miss Jean Carroll was cross-examined and re-cross-examined, they had another witness, Professor Humphrey, which was providing an expert testimony regarding damages. And I have to say, they did not do so well. I certainly would not have chosen her as an expert witness. So one interesting thing that happened about this witness is that today, former President's attorney filed a Daubert motion against Professor Humphrey. A Daubert motion filed by defense lawyers is a strategic move to challenge the validity and reliability of questionable expert testimony. And given that she admitted her errors and included a supplemental damage report vastly having different amounts of money compared to the original report, I mean, kind of makes sense. So I'll go over a quick summary of her testimony. Okay, the next witness is someone named Professor Ashley Humphrey, who has a PhD in cultural sociology and marketing. They were paid to assess the damages caused by former president's statements. The damages caused to Miss Carroll. He was paid $500 an hour for preparation and $850 for testimony. She went to school at Northwestern University, where she still teaches. Miss Carroll's lawyers asked her if she teaches reputation repair campaigns. She said yes, that many of her students work in PR. When asked what caused the whole harm to Miss Carroll's reputation, she said what caused the actual harm is that she lied on behalf of the Democratic Party. Asked who said this, she responded, former president, where she was also asked if Miss Carroll receiving praise by multiple celebrities online, if that created a positive net for Miss Carroll, where Professor Humphrey said none of that was actually considered. She only assessed the damages, and in her estimate, $10 million is the damage cost. She was also asked about her initial report. She had certain ratings estimates in terms of damages, and then she submitted a supplemental report, which the figures were astronomically higher than the initial report. For example, in one rating, she estimated damages under $1 million, $877,000. In another section of the initial report, the damages are estimated at $385,000 by a certain occurrence. And in the supplemental report, that specifically shot up to $1.4 million. Probably the question asked by former president's lawyers was if she has a Twitter account and if it was public. And up until recently, it was actually public. They asked her why she made it private. She responded because she had a few high-profile trials coming up, and obviously this one as well. So former president's lawyers said, well, it's because you knew that you might actually receive some nasty messages, where Miss Jean Carroll could have also made her account private. Is that correct? Objection. She was asked if she ever executed a reputation repair program. She said no, never. But earlier on, she did say that she does not actually run in the real world any reputation repair campaigns herself. So that major price difference between the assessments, she called it a labeling error, hence the supplemental report. When asked when she learned about the labeling error, she said just a few days ago. Asked, how do you know there are no more errors? She responded, she was confident. Asked if she knew how much Martha Stewart paid for her campaign, for her reputation repair campaign, she said she does not know. Asked if she knew how much Taylor Swift paid for her reputation repair campaign, she also said she does not know. No more questions. Ouch. I gotta say, not a good look for the professor. Pretty explosive. So Elle magazine still has a video about her living out in the woods in the mouse house. It's pretty funny. And also the Anderson Cooper interview that he did, clearly he was taken aback by some of the things that she said, especially about assault. Kind of like super weirdo of her to say.
It was exciting. Remember what Donald Trump was like in 95, 96. On the counter were these fancy lingerie boxes that they used to have back in the 90s. Yeah. You wore lingerie in the 90s, I'll bet, Joy. But he didn't suggest it. He shouted it. He shouted lingerie. He may have shouted underwear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you scared? Were you angry?
I was too panicked to be scared.
Too panicked to be scared, okay.
Totally, and I put my life on the line.
Do you think that you're going... Well, hold on a second. What do you mean you put your life on the line?
Well, people have told me I have to be careful.
You've gotten death threats.
I am not looking at death threats. I have the idea that I'm going to make him put it on over his pants. That was my idea. Mm-hmm. You see how funny that would be to make him put that on?
I guess my question is could there be any DNA on there?
I have no idea. I do not know if the president... have no idea. Lawrence, I wish I had said, I'll tell you my age if you show me your tax returns.
Yeah, it would have been helpful now.
Well, so I'm holding my handbag like that. The only reason I know I'm holding my handbag is because I discovered it in my hand when I got to the street.
The statement that he said, which he's just made, which is, she's not my type, number one, that was the number one thing.
I love that I'm not his type. I'm an archer. I have bows and arrows, you know. Yeah, fine. I think there's just too... never mind.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for this one. Thanks for spending time with me. Always a pleasure. Please don't forget to smash the like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.